Here's our tripod. We have a camera on top of it just for size comparison. It's from Manfrotto. So that's the Manfrotto. That's a cheap tripod. So this is much larger, much heavier, much tougher compared to this one. This has 3 elements. This has only 2 elements for extension. Manfrotto 290XTA made in Italy. And we have some text here on the fluid head also. Manfrotto 128RC and made in Italy. We have a rubberized area here. Manfrotto logo is there also. And it looks like this. So these are the 3 legs. You cannot move this part, this one, until you loosen it from here. Now you can move it, and if you make it pretty loose, then it's slowly and in a uniform manner it's moving down, as you can see. So the movement is pretty smooth, it's not jumping. You can tighten it from there and it's not moving. You can still move it gently with your hand. So it's a fluid head. We have some fluid inside there and inside here. In order to rotate it this way also, you need to loosen that screw. And now it's moving smoothly in this direction also, and up and down. Okay, now let's analyze this portion. We have this plate here and we have this protection, this small one. You have to rotate this one in order to unlock this plate, because you have to take off that plate in order to insert it there into the camera. And to do that, you cannot move it just like that. You have to move this one up, and when that is moved up, then it is unlocking here the lower part. So now it's blocked, and if you move it to the right, it goes up and it's not blocked. But now it's opened and it's pushed out, and it's also locked, it's not going back. So that's the plate. You can screw it into the camera, you can open that part, you can rotate it, of course. It is at an angle here at the sides, and it has a smaller part, even the arrow is showing. The smaller part is the first one, so push it there. Okay, close it first. Push it there to the front and then push it down, and that's it. To remove it, just push it to the right and it's eliminated. So let's put this on here, just screw it in, and this smaller side has to be in front. It's too tight. Okay, smaller size to the front, and simply attach it there and push it down. And that's it, it's closed. And if you move that down, it won't accidentally fall out. So to the left is locked, to the right is unlocked. Of course, if you open it and accidentally push this to the right, the camera will fall out. So be cautious, lock it back. Now it will not fall out. You can remove this arm just by unscrewing this one. It's an aluminium arm, it's pretty lightweight. It has a cap here, so it's not solid aluminium. So just insert it there and lock it, tighten it. So you can extend the legs, just open up these, opened and closed. Open them up, extend the leg and lock it. Extend it and lock it. Open it, extend it and lock it. So those are 2 parts. That's the one, that's the second, and it has a third one. So those are the 3 parts. 1, 2 and 3. And you can use this smaller also. For that you have to loosen this and just move it up manually. You have to hold it and then lock it. Tighten it from the screw. Now it's taller than me. Almost. I'm 1 meter 80, something like that. Okay, and it has these elements, and those are for spreading the legs more outside. So just push the leg a little bit inside to unlock it a little bit and push it down. And when you pushed it down, it clicked once, and the leg, notice it's not straight because this leg is raised up. You can do the same thing with the rest of them. So just push it in a little bit and then push down the button and then release the button, and you can spread it even more. You can spread it horizontally, but now all three legs are horizontal. Okay, to raise it, just push down the leg. I'm pushing it with my leg. It makes clicking sounds. Just push it down and push down that also. And now it's back to the normal state. Now I will shoot a video with the camera on this tripod at 1.80 m, and if you zoom in more, because that's a zoom camera, then even the wind will introduce some movement into the footage. So maximum zoom, which is 60 times optical zoom in this case, plus a well extended tripod, will still introduce some shaking into the video. So the camera is on the tripod, it's totally zoomed out, and it's at 1.80 m. So there's a lot of distance till the ground. Now it's loosened, and if I move it a little bit forward, it will fall by itself down. So I'm not moving it, and that's the totally loosened speed, falling speed. Now I will tighten it a little bit and lean it forward, and I'm not moving it. That's falling by itself. And that movement is pretty smooth also. So that's the fluid head. Now if I tighten it and I move it, then it is moving much harder. Plus it's not moving that fast either. So you can make more precise movements. Okay, now let's zoom in. Zoom in maximum to the maximum value. So that's 60 times optical zoom. The wind is moving the tripod and the camera. Now there is less wind and the image is more stable. So at maximum zoom you have shaking because of the wind. If you make it looser, it will move faster and it will not be as smooth. Let's tighten it and move it up. Now it's smoother. Okay, left and right. That is pretty loose, that's why it's moving that fast. Once again to the left, and it's maximum zoom. Okay, now let's tighten it, and now it's barely moving, but you can move it slower when it's tight. Now let's zoom out, because too much zoom is not good. And now let's pan it. The image is pretty decent. Now it's tightened quite a lot, so it's moving slowly. Now let's loosen it up a little bit. Now it's loosened, it moves faster and totally loose. Now it can move even faster. Loosen the other also, and it moves freely. So that's the fluid head, and the camera is zoomed out completely. Up, down, left, right movement on a fluid head tripod, Manfrotto. That's not a button, the red one. If you loosen it, it goes down. And that's below. If it's loosened from here, then this is moving a little bit to the left and right. If you tighten it a little bit, then it's not moving. By the way, the entire thing is pretty sturdy. Okay, now the ground is pretty soft, but it's very sturdy. Nothing is moving. It's flexing just that microscopic amount, so it's very sturdy. By the way, you can move it totally down, and this part is blocking it. Now I remove the camera from here, and notice the plate is on it. So you cannot attach it directly to a different tripod. You have to remove this plate. Just don't lose it. Now look at this one. How easily it's flexing compared to this one. So this is much more sturdy compared to this one. Notice it's jumping. You can play around with that one if you put oil there, but that won't last too much. So that's the difference between a non-fluid head. Notice that sound. Okay, and no sound here. No sound at all, and fluent movement. This of course has an interesting feature. It has this, and you can raise the camera. But since everything is so light and the camera is pretty heavy, I'm having a hard time raising that camera. I'm holding it with my leg, and thus I can move it. Notice how much it's flexing. So this is good only for holding the camera in a fixed position, and that is good even for moving it, tilting it to different angles. This plate is securely locked here. It's not moving anywhere. And to close it, just loosen that one so it goes down. Lock it. By the way, this has no linkage here in the center as this one has. So this part is held down here and up there, while there this is not held by anything. This is much thicker and sturdier, so it doesn't need that many linkages. So that part is missing from here. Okay, to close it, just push the legs towards each other. Open those three elements, and that part goes down. Lock those three, open the next three, and it goes down. It can come out, lock, lock. And that's it. If you want, you can remove this one. That falls down almost flat, so it's not totally flat. You can use this rubber here with the Manfrotto text on it as handle, but it can open. Now it's opened. Grab two, and it's ready. It has rubber feet. It has big screws. It has this element for attaching some weight. So if you want to make it heavier, you can attach a weight here and even here. You can remove the screws and nothing will fall off, so that's pretty large. So this is not falling off just because the screw is not there. And the same thing for that one. By the way, because of this plate, I cannot remove the battery or the card. It's unlocked, but it's not opening. Now it's opening.